The Realm of the Mist show that you are currently tuned into will begin in about 5 minutes. Until then, enjoy this wonderful tune.
Why does a good man have to die? Another piece of shit to be born. Reasons unheard of tearing my flesh. My heart is ripped, my soul is torn.
You are listening to War of the Stars, a Star Wars podcast presented by Realm of the Mist Entertainment with your host, John Tolley.
And hello, everyone, and welcome to War of the Stars, a Star Wars podcast. We are coming to you tonight from deep within the Outer Rim, far beyond the watchful eyes of the Galactic Empire. My name is John Mark Tolley, and as we just discussed, the Emperor to my Darth Vader, Mr. Christopher Stolle. Chris, how are you today?
Good. Good. Let the hate flow through you. What's up, guys?
Well, as we were talking about, I think the only thing that is flowing through you right now is pain.
Yeah, a lot of pain.
And you know what they say, pain leads to suffering leads to hate leads to anger. Did I mess that up somehow? I think I did.
I think you did, but the suffering definitely leads to the dark side, and I am suffering right now. And I'm angry about it. For those that don't know, I just started a new job beyond Realm of the Mist, and it is physically taxing, and 4 months of sitting on my ass just dealing with the podcast has really taken its toll on me.
See, that's why we need your financial support so we can be independently wealthy and do this for a living, okay?
That's it. Every dollar allows me to be a fat ass that doesn't have to fucking have my ass cheeks hurt. No, I'm kidding. Come on, guys, let's get this started.
Yeah, all right. Well, we are just, first of all, let's start with a little news, and we are just days away from most likely the episode 9 trailer. We're just Friday, I believe, is it Friday or tomorrow when Celebration actually starts?
I think it's tomorrow, but I still don't buy we're getting a trailer. Teaser, yes. Trailer, full-on trailer, too soon.
Well, whatever we get, just to let you know that we will be doing, you can get all your Star Wars news from Celebration right here. We'll probably be dissecting whatever we get on Friday, whether it be a trailer or a teaser. We will be going through that thing with a fine-tooth comb.
If Jar Jar Binks' underwear has skid marks, our noses will be in it.
Okay.
There's the catchphrase for War of the Stars. We are deep in Gungan ass crack.
But the one thing I wanted to talk about just right now is there's a little story that came out that Benioff and Weiss have said that they are preparing for backlash from their trilogy, and I think that's a really sad state for that they're already preparing for potential backlash. I mean, to me, that's just sad.
I mean, I can't blame them.
Oh, no, but it's still a sad state of affairs when, they're already, saying like, we're going to be prepared for whatever crap storm they throw at us.
Well, let's put it this way. Most all of us are expecting that Benioff and Weiss's trilogy is going to be The Old Republic.
Yes.
Star Wars fans love The Old Republic. They love the Old Republic storylines. They love Bastila. They love Revan. They love Malice. Or Malik. They love HK-47. They love all the characters of the Old Republic.
Yeah.
Benioff and Weiss is not going to live action the fucking video game.
Yeah.
It's not going to be beat for beat the story we already know. In which case, it's probably going to piss off some of the fanboys that, I've got to be honest with you, I'm going to be fair in this. Star Wars fandom, especially nowadays, has been extremely fucking toxic. It has been toxic to other fans. It has been toxic to the creators of the stories that we're getting now. It has been toxic to the stories that we're getting in books, in comics, just anything that's not original trilogy or even prequel trilogy is garbage, and anybody who defends it, you're a piece of shit. I can't. I can't blame them for that. Look at how Rian Johnson and Kelly Marie Tran, for perfect examples, were attacked because how much everybody disliked Last Jedi.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I mean, it used to be a joke to say no one hates Star Wars more than Star Wars fans, but it's almost like that self-fulfilling prophecy.
It's become worse than that because, in my mind, because I think the toxic fandom, like I was seeing shit on Facebook today of people calling for the boycotting a Celebration. I mean, is that really what Star Wars fans are now? Are we such sensitive little snowflakes who didn't get our way that we're going to boycott Star Wars Celebration in hopes that we shut down this whole entire franchise and fuck anybody who still loves it?
I know. That's just... I don't get it. I mean, if you... It's one thing if you don't like you don't like Last Jedi, fine. Don't ruin it for everyone else.
Hey, let me let you in on a little secret here, guys. Myself as an example, because I can't say John's life and his fandoms and everything else, but for myself, as a perfect example, I don't like Solo. To me, Solo is the worst movie since the holiday special. I'm not boycotting the franchise because I didn't like Solo.
I know. Yeah, you can not like a movie. It's not the end of the world, I mean, and it doesn't take away just because someone likes a movie you don't like doesn't mean that they're not a true fan. That's one thing I hate, and I'm going to mention I haven't heard anything from them in a while. There is a Facebook page called True Fans Strike Back that has personally attacked so many of the actors. They've personally attacked Kathleen Kennedy, calling her a slut and calling her to be fired. And it's people like that that give Star Wars fans a bad name. Because I think the vast majority of Star Wars fans are like me and you. We just want to see a good story, want to see a good movie, and be entertained and have fun. I think it's a vocal minority who are very loud and obnoxious that are causing this toxicity.
But unfortunately,
that's just my personal take on it.
No, you're not wrong, and unfortunately, every single one of them has a goddamn computer with a Facebook page, a Twitter account, blah 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 blah. They fan up or follow all the actors and all the creators and all the. Look, I'll agree with you. Kathleen Kennedy is bad for Star Wars. I've said it since day one. Her personal politics and agenda have hurt the franchise. Because it doesn't allow the franchise to be what the franchise has always been, which is its own adventure, not mired in political drama. Well, it's got political drama, but it's galactic political drama, not real-life political drama. It was an escape. It was meant to be an escape. When Star Wars came out in the 70s and early 80s, Star Wars was such against the grain because every movie that was around before then was a very dystopian future or reflecting the times of ending in the Vietnam War, the Depression, the people turning their backs on our soldiers returning from that Vietnam War. All that shit was reflected in entertainment. Except Star Wars. That's what helped Star Wars become the phenomenon that it was because it was an escape for people to go and have fun. And you fucking people are ruining that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we can go on and on and on about this, and we have before. I mean, we've discussed the toxic fan base
at length.
And yes. And our thoughts on it, and our opinions, and but yeah, I think we've pretty much covered everything that has to be said about that. It's just
I agree. We don't need to beat a dead horse. I'm excited for Celebration. I'm excited to finally get the title for Episode 9. I'm excited for a teaser because my mind will be blown if they drop a trailer this soon. Especially since we haven't even had a teaser. We haven't even had the title yet. That's why I base on the fact that I don't think we're getting a trailer, but we're definitely getting a teaser, and we're definitely getting a title.
Oh, yes. I'm sure we'll get a title. And as I said, we will be probably be talking all about the news coming out of Celebration on the next episode of War of the Stars.
And the final thing I will say to the toxic fan base, my ass will be there opening night for Episode 9.
Mm-hmm.
Take your boycott and shove it.
I am going to be working on some stuff for opening night. Hoping I can. There's a few things I'm wanting to do for opening night, and hopefully I gotta get contact with a few people, and hopefully I can get something exciting going. Little teaser right here, just so you know, but that's still a few months away.
Right. We got some time.
Yes, we do.
Let's not take thunder away from Endgame. That's the big one right now.
Yes. But this is not a Marvel podcast.
True.
True. But anyway, so moving on to our main topic of the night. This one's probably going to be a lot like the last one. Is, of course, we're talking this week. We're continuing our look at the women of Star Wars with the Clone Wars bad girl of I almost said Barriss. Asajj Ventress.
Barriss so free, yay! No, Asajj Ventress.
Asajj Ventress, and much like our last week's character, this is really more of a side character. Even more so, I think, than
Sabine.
Sabine.
I wouldn't agree. There's a lot more content for her. There's a lot of interesting backstories. Comics have jumped into the Night Sisters stories, and of course, one of the first canon novels was Dark Disciple, with her and Quillen Voss.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
I mean,
and
as far as what a lot of fans would know her from both the Clone Wars series, is she was very much a side character in those, much like Sabine.
She was an active Sith apprentice
Yes.
to Dooku. It was basically giving Dooku the mainstay of the character or of the villainy within the Sith, and then him having, I guess you can kind of call her a secret apprentice, even though she was more being trained as a Sith assassin as opposed to a Sith Lord.
Yeah. Yeah, and I do remember that was kind of one of the kind of minor storylines they had was her wanting to become a full Sith and kind of going through that story. And she really became almost in the end an anti-hero.
Well, if you read Dark Disciple, she absolutely became an anti-hero because she actually helped, spoilers, Quaylen Voss with a quest that was deemed by the Jedi Council, which was very un-Jedi-like. And it started Voss down a very dark side road. And it was actually a love for Ventress, of all people, that saved him from that road.
Yeah.
I'm not going into too much detail. Guys, pick up Dark Disciple. It's a good book.
I'll be completely honest. When I first saw the character, I was not a fan. I saw her. Of course, she showed up first in the Clone Wars shorts, and which I think that was my first reason why I didn't like her, was I did not like that series.
I didn't like the animation of that series, but I definitely agree with you. The first time I saw her on screen, because I saw the Clone Wars that we all know and love before I saw the original Cartoon Network ones. When those were running, I didn't have cable at the time, so I didn't get to see them until later on DVD. But when she first appeared on screen, you're very much right. It was like Sinead O'Connor meets Marilyn Manson with a 3-pack-a-day habit voice. It just like, what is this?
Yeah, it was. It's really not until later on that she really picks up and you really see. And I found it interesting that almost weird flirty relationship she had with Obi-Wan.
There really was some flirtation going there, wasn't there?
Oh yes, there was a lot of tension.
Do you think Do you think anything? Speculation time. Do you think anything will come of that in Episode 7 in some way, shape, or form? What if Rey is the granddaughter of Asajj Ventress and Obi-Wan Kenobi? No, I'm kidding.
You mean Episode 9?
Yeah, no, but I'm saying Season 7 of Clone Wars.
Season. Yeah, no, I
It's not. Don't even rumor it. I'm joking.
You heard it here first, folks. Write that down. Mark that in your calendar.
That's right. Hate the company because I made a stupid joke that you guys took as canon. Don't do that, please. We want you to keep listening.
please do. But yeah, and honestly, I can't really think of a lot of stuff about Ventress. I haven't really read a lot of the comics or a lot of the books, so this might be one that you really.
As much as there's more content for Asajj Ventress, she was not one of my more favorite characters of Clone Wars. And it's not because of any particular reason. It's just, I kind of made the joke earlier, a little bit earlier when I described her, but she was very much a knockoff character to me. She felt like a female Darth Maul.
Mm-hmm.
And
I can get that, yeah.
And even more so, it felt like she got knocked down a peg or two more when they brought Maul back in. You know
Yeah,
what
definitely,
I mean?
definitely.
Because it was all of a sudden there was like no need for her anymore.
Yeah.
I did find a storyline where you find out about the Night Sisters and that she was kind of a fallen disciple of the Night Sisters. I did enjoy the storyline where she finally realizes that Dooku never intended to make her a Sith Lord. You know, I did get a kick out of those storylines, but overall as a character, I didn't hate her. She was just there.
Yeah, I think that's kind of it. Yeah, to me, I really didn't start noticing I mean, I noticed her, but it wasn't until the storyline with Ahsoka,
Right.
where her and Ahsoka kind of team up, and that was like the first time where I really was like, oh, okay, this is an interesting character. Like you said, she was just kind of like Sinead O'Connor, an evil Sinead O'Connor with a smoker's voice.
Yeah.
I mean, that was, there was nothing other than the look. There was nothing really interesting about her.
Well, she was an accomplished saberist,
Yeah.
duelist. She, I mean, she went toe to toe with Anakin and Obi-Wan.
Yes.
And that's saying something, since they were, next to Yoda, they were top tier, swordsmen.
Yeah.
But I think that's one of the detriments of Ventress's characters, which speaks so much more volumes to Ahsoka, is in the Clone Wars, when they think back when the Clone Wars first came out. Not the bullshit cartoon, but the one that we all know and love, the Dave Filoni's Clone Wars.
Yeah.
At the time that it released, we all wanted to know more stories of Anakin and Obi-Wan. We wanted to know more of Anakin's travel from Episode 2 to Episode 3. That's what we were paying attention to. So a lot of characters fell by the wayside because of the fact that that's what Star Wars fans wanted to know mostly. They wanted to connect the dots between 2 and 3.
Yeah.
That's really, and I think Asajj Ventress was one of those characters that actually suffered from that.
Yeah.
Because you could have thrown anybody into those storylines, into those story arcs, and it would have made no difference to us. However, I am fair enough to say, especially reading some of the side canon and everything else, that Asajj Ventress deserves better. She is definitely an interesting character. She's got a lot more complexity to her than what was presented in just a TV show.
Yeah.
And I think it was unfairly represented on screen.
Yeah, well, we only get like little glimpses of her backstory. I remember we do get one episode where we do get that she was at one time a Jedi Padawan, and that her master was killed.
Not only was her master killed, but her own warped sense of belief of the Jedi Order. Yeah, she was a Jedi Padawan, but she looked at it as kidnapping. That's part of the reason she hated the Jedi so much. Yeah. Was because she, in her mind, she was ripped away from her family and forced into this life of Jedi servitude, forced to care about this master who dies, and that was her perception of everything.
Yeah. And I mean, was she wrong?
In a sense,
in that
no.
Sense.
In a sense, to borrow from Obi-Wan Kenobi, most truths depend on our own point of view. Yeah. But it really is her point of view, the way she saw the world. She saw herself as a victim. She didn't choose to join the dark side. She didn't choose to become a Sith or train to become a Sith. She didn't choose that life. The life chose her. That's the way she looked at it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's a really interesting look at the character, and like you said, how she views the world, and how she kind of sees her place in the whole thing is just almost like she's just along for the ride.
She was rebelling against the ride. I mean, that was definitely something that was a part of her. But the fact of the matter is that she never looked at the way where she ended up and how her life is. She never looked at it as something that she ever had control over.
Yeah, that's right. That's kind of what I mean is along for the ride is that no matter what she did, she'd end up where the force or fate kind of put her, in that she was just kind of almost a vessel. Like, and wherever kind of the fates put her, that's where she ended up. And like you said, she had no really say in what she was or who she was.
No, you're right. And I mean, again, there's plenty of other backstory that was like hinted to in the novels and stuff. They haven't really delved as deep into, but after she left Dooku's service and stopped being a Sith assassin, she continued on as basically a regular assassin, but also a mercenary, a bounty hunter.
Yeah,
she stepped into that seedy underworld. So there's a lot of shit you could delve into that would really be interesting, especially knowing that how she views her lot in life.
Yeah.
C-3PO.
Oh, yeah. All right. We are going to be taking a little bit of a break to here, and we will be back momentarily after these messages.
Why didn't the Three Little Pigs go in for some kind of flat share scheme?
Does Jesus get to choose which wine he turns it into?
Why don't Sims have the upper body strength to climb out of a swimming pool?
And does everybody really want to be a cat?
I'm Will Baker.
And I'm Alex Prescott.
And if you're the type of person that overthinks these deep philosophical questions, then Think to the Brink is the podcast for you.
From Disney characters to song lyrics, debates to social etiquette, tune in every week for your dose of paralysis by analysis.
All topic suggestions are welcome. If you can think it, we can overthink it. Think to the Brink. Available on all podcast platforms.
Hey everyone, this is John Tolley, inviting you to check out War of the Stars, a Star Wars podcast. Each week, me and my co-host Christopher Stolle discuss the news and theories surrounding one of the largest movie franchises in the world. So join us every Wednesday at 8 Eastern as we travel to the galaxy far, far away, right here on Anchor FM and wherever fine podcasts are heard.
You know, when you need CBD, vape juice, or a new mod, go to Vape Scorpion. 10859 Boston Avenue, Philadelphia, PA 19116. They are formerly known as East Coast Vapor. They have all your needs, all the equipment, all the juice. And hey, while you're there, sit down, enjoy a beer your own, and just hang out with a bunch of cool people. So guys, if you really need your next vape machine, or maybe you just want to try a locally made juice, make sure you hit up Vape Scorpion. That's 1085 Boston Avenue, Philadelphia, PA 19116. Or give a call to 215-464-8273. Oh yeah, and make sure you let them know that Realm of the Mist Entertainment sent you.
He said that she said, how dare you say that? That's offensive. Well, someone's gotta say it. It had to be said with Venus. Catch the live show Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Check out the recordings at any time. Guest shows weekly. Listener, beware. Mature content, sexual content, trigger warning. Do you dare say it?
Hi, my name's Chris. I'm here to talk about Realm of the Mist podcast. Realm of the Mist podcast, we talk about all the great entertainment things from movies, music, books, comic books, and many, many other forms of entertainment, as well as politics, current events, and just general humor and having a good time. If you're looking for a podcast that is right up your alley, look no further than Realm of the Mist podcast. Here on Anchor.fm, where fine podcasts can be heard.
Hi, this is Dave from the Comic Collection at 83 Bustleton Pike in Feasterville, Pennsylvania. Our phone number is 215-357-3332. We are right next to Northeast Philadelphia. We have action figures, gaming, statues, albums, and CDs, graphic novels, other knickknacks, and, of course, comics. Established in 1985, we are your go-to store. Come by and say hello, and say that the guys from Radiocast FM Radio sent you. The address again is 83 Bustleton Pike, Feasterville, Pennsylvania, or call 215-357-3332.
Three-eyed turtle? Is that all right?
What the fuck is a three-eyed turtle?
Who wants a mustache ride?
Are you tired of the same old podcasts with no humor? Well, join us for After Hours, where everything is funny that leads to us, on Anchor.fm, and where quality podcasts are heard.
How the fuck did we get on this?
I don't know.
Fucking FCC started this shit. It's their fucking fault.
Hey everyone, this is Dak.
This is Liam.
And this is White People Shit.
We are a bi-weekly podcast.
Whoa. Maybe you're bi-week. I'm straight and strong.
It means twice a week, you douche.
Oh. Yeah, listen to us twice a week. On White People Wednesdays, we talk about gay stuff, zombies, superhero sex positions.
And on Featured Peep Fridays, we interview the Featured Peep of the Week.
Yeah, like a fucking furry.
Just search WPS Podcast and look for the white dude in red pajamas.
We're on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, YouTube, where else you get your podcasts.
We believe in equal opportunity humor, where all things can be made fun of. So if your feelings get hurt and you're offended, you can always
eat a dick.
And we are back, and we are continuing our look at Asajj Ventress, and we're gonna, since there is like we've talked about already, being a side character is not a whole lot, so we're gonna kind of shift gears now and talk about some of the people that she interacted with. And we've already talked a little bit about Obi-Wan, but let's just kind of go back into that and her kind of relationship with Obi-Wan, if you want to call it a relationship, and sort of this almost weird flirtation that they had with each other.
Well, see, I joked about the flirtatious part, but I really think it was kind of a in a way, it was almost like an attraction, because even though Obi-Wan was her enemy, Obi-Wan was always kind to her. And
yes,
that's something that Ventress wasn't used to. Like, yeah, they'd be in a sword battle, but he would be a gentleman to her. You know?
Yes, he was ever the consummate gentleman. Yeah,
which is Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah, in every single way.
Yes, yes. And I just remembered there was didn't he almost try and get her to come back, like when she found out when she was betrayed by Dooku? Wasn't it Obi-Wan that said, listen, I understand he did this to you, come back, we can help you?
Oh yeah, but again, that was completely Obi-Wan's character.
Oh,
you know,
yes.
If Obi-Wan could, like, the type of character Obi-Wan Kenobi was, even especially back in the Clone Wars days, which is why it makes it so tragic in the original trilogy, how he perceived Darth Vader. But back in the Clone Wars days, if he could, he would have rehabilitated Maul.
Yes.
You know, he would rather have brought Maul out of the darkness than to slice him in half, even though he just watched him kill Qui-Gon Jinn. That's just Obi-Wan Kenobi, which made it so much more tragic when he would look back at Anakin Skywalker as Darth Vader, knowing who Darth Vader is, And he's more machine than man. He's evil. He's twisted. He can't be redeemed.
Mm-hmm.
That's what made it that much more tragic, because the consummate optimist that everybody can be saved just didn't have it in him for Anakin.
Yeah. And so what about her interactions with Anakin? I mean, do you see that as being...
Anakin was a rival.
Yeah.
She hated Anakin because Anakin... Well, to look at the reasons why she hated Anakin is to not only look at how she had some form of, I don't know if it was an attraction, but affection for Obi-Wan Kenobi, but also the fact that at least up until the time of the betrayal, Count Dooku, her relationship with Dooku was almost like a father figure.
Yeah.
You know, she knew that she was being trained. She knew that failure meant death, blah, blah, blah. But she really did look at him as kind of a father figure. Now, why does that tie into Anakin? Well, Dooku hates Anakin, so Daddy hates Anakin. And Anakin steals the attention of the guy that I'm attracted to. So there it is. There's your rivalry right there. She couldn't stand Anakin because he was the keystone to taking everything away that she actually cherished.
Yeah, yeah. Which, of course, leads to her relationship with Ahsoka. And
that's a weird one. I'm trying to think of how that relationship.
I almost
really
see them as
dynamic.
I almost see them as mirrors of each other in a weird way. Like, even though I think Ventress was quite a bit older than Ahsoka, not like extremely. I think she was younger than Anakin, but she was definitely older than Ahsoka.
Right.
But I think she was almost like you almost see her as the dark side version of Ahsoka in many ways. Not necessarily exactly, but they were very much, and I think that was done almost on purpose. You know, Ahsoka was the Padawan of the main hero of the Clone Wars TV series,
right?
And Ventress was the apprentice of the main villain of the Clone Wars TV series. So in many ways, they're almost like these polar opposites, and I almost see this like weird. And when you really get them together in the later seasons, when they're teaming together, there's almost this weird sisterly bond between them.
Well, I was about to say, do you think that going off of what you said here, do you think that was planned by Dave Filoni and team from Gate, or do you think that's something that's organically developed? And do you think it was done for the benefit of Ventress as a character, or more for benefit and like warning of Ahsoka? Like if you don't control your emotions, or you don't pay attention to proper Jedi training, that's what you're going to become.
Well, I mean that's the question, isn't it? I mean, how much of the overall story of the Clone Wars was planned out from day one, and how much of it was changing direction as they see where the fandom kind of goes and what characters the fandom starts to care about.
Right.
You know, and without being able to sit down with Dave Filoni and talk to him,
if you're listening, Dave, we'd really love to sit down and talk to you.
Yes, yes, please.
He's not listening. If you are,
if you are,
Jesus Christ,
you'd be like, "War of the what? Who?"
You would see John and I just become Wayne's World, standing in front of Alice Cooper. We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Oh, I'm sure all the millennials are like, Wayne who?
Right. Hey, Bill and Ted's coming back for a third movie. Maybe we'll get a Wayne's World 3.
Maybe, yes. That's another story. I actually met somebody at work the other day who had no idea what Bill and Ted was. I'm like, are you kidding? Oh, yeah. See,
See America. We'll get back on topic in a second. See America. This is the problem. If you don't know who the fuck Bill and Ted are, but you know who Kanye and Kim Kardashian is, that's the problem.
Yeah,
that's the problem with this world.
Yeah, Look at
the messages.
Yeah,
Kim Kardashian and Kanye, ego and materialism, or Bill and Ted, be excellent to each other.
Be excellent to each other.
And party on, dude.
Party on, dude. That's right.
Like anybody who a blind man could see where the problem is if you know who these people are, but you don't know who these people are and the messages they perceived.
Yes.
Educate
Bill S.
yourself.
Preston. Yes. Bill S. Preston and Ted Theodore Logan.
That's it.
Wild Stallions forever.
Back to Star Wars. They were Star Wars fans, were they not? We'll have to look that up. Bill and Ted were Star Wars fans, were they not?
I think so.
I think so.
I'd have to, yeah.
I'm stretching for a segue.
Yes. Oh well.
They are not to sorry not to interrupt you, but they are. Remember when they wound up in the first movie when they wound up in England and they were Ted was wearing the armor, and they all of a sudden took the swords and started doing Empire Strikes Back battle.
Yes, I remember that.
So yes, there's your tie-in. Bill and Ted did like Star Wars.
All right, back to the main topic. But yeah, I mean, there's of course we have her main relationship, which would be that with Dooku.
Again, like I said, father figure.
Yeah, I think that's how she saw him.
Oh yeah.
I think Dooku, she was a tool.
It means to an end.
Yeah.
I think his view of her was very similar to like the old no longer canon video game of Force Unleashed. What Star Killer was to Vader.
A tool.
Just I'll use you, and if we succeed, right on. But if we don't, you're disposable.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that's how many of you can look at that at the way Palpatine or Sidious viewed both Maul and Dooku as the same way.
Oh, they were stepladders to what he really wanted, which was Vader.
Yeah. Anakin. Yeah, he knew. Especially, I mean, if you think about it, why would he pick an apprentice so old, such an old apprentice?
Well, Dooku was chosen by Sidious because of political aspirations. He knew that Dooku came from a rich family. He was an aristocrat, even though he was a Jedi. He was one of those ones that like knew his heritage. He came from money and prestige, and that's why he's a count. You know.
Yes.
But Dooku becoming the apprentice of Sidious was simply because of the fact that he wanted Dooku's money and influence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maul was a straight savage.
Yeah.
You know,
which is
funny because he was highly intelligent, but to Sidious he was a savage. He was a savage.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's one thing we can talk maybe more about Maul in a future episode. Was Maul was very much like you hear the term in other sports, you know, and other things of someone being a student of the game. Maul was a student of the Sith.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, that's basically, we can go back to it. That's basically what, you know, Ventress was. And I think that was what was so tragic about her story was she was basically used as a tool all her life.
She was. She was very much I don't want to use the term Stockholm. because she it's not like she didn't know that she was being abused, but she always held on to that hope that the ends would justify the means.
Mm-hmm.
And was just too naive to ever see the fact that she would be nothing more than somebody's tool.
Yeah.
And that's really a tragedy for her as a character, for her as a person. It is really tragic that she is somebody who always held on to the hope, to the belief that I'm going to be more than this.
Yeah.
That I'm going to achieve whatever it is I'm trying to achieve if I keep my nose to the grindstone and do what these people are telling me I need to do to achieve it.
Yeah.
Never once questioning the fact that in the end, you're a disposable diaper. Once they're done shitting on you, they're going to throw you away.
Exactly. Well, on that sad note, we're going to wrap up our discussion on Asajj Ventress. Next week, we'll be going to be taking a little bit of a break, a 1 week break from not a break from the show, but a break from our look at the Women of Star Wars, as we're going to be looking and discussing all things Celebration.
Yay!
And yes, this is an exciting time to be a Star Wars fan, despite what some fans might say.
It's exciting but scary again, because John, you're up there in years with me. We're not the spring chickens like some of our other co-hosts in Realm of the Mist. You've been around for the original trilogy, the same as I was when they were in theaters and stuff. We never thought we'd be seeing the day where it's the end of the Skywalker story arc. Where does Star Wars go from here? That's exciting but scary.
Yes, very much so. But it's this trepidation. I think that's the word. You're just like nervous trepidation as to what's going to happen. But we'll be discussing all of that. Also, War of the Stars has a T-shirt.
I'm sorry, could you say that again?
War of the Stars has a T-shirt. Right now we just have one, and I'm going to be getting pretty soon ideas for prices and stuff like that. And but hopefully here in the next few weeks, a couple months or so, they will be available to buy. So stay tuned for that.
Made to order, guys. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure you're dropping us an email at realmofthemistentertainment@gmail.com or hit us up on the website, letting us know your size and where we can send the shirt, and we will contact you, letting you know the price, and we will set up a PayPal account or whatever it is for John to get the money, because John's doing the shirts. These are going to be personalized shirts. He will send them directly to you himself. So start putting them orders in, guys. Letting him know who wants a shirt.
That's right. All right, and with that, Chris, where can they find you at?
You can find me anywhere it says Realm of the Mist Entertainment, whether it's here on our YouTube channel, on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever quality podcasts are heard, and of course on Anchor.fm, our sponsor, our friend, our people that actually give us a little bit of money just to sit here and talk to you guys. Anchor.fm. Make sure you hit that support button when you're on Anchor.fm, and while you're at it, go ahead and visit our Patreon page and hit that button there as well.
Yes, and want to give a quick shout out to a Felicia Menaka. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. She gave us a review on iTunes. I haven't not had a chance to read it, but thank you for that, and thank you for all the support to everyone who listens to this show or any of the other shows on Realm of the Mist. We really appreciate it. You can find me, of course, on Facebook at Mark Tolley, and on Instagram at John Tolley 3930, and on Twitter at John Mark Tolley 1, because I am, of course, the #1 John Mark Tolley on Twitter. And Other than that, that is all for today. Until next time, remember, the Force will be with you.
Always.